Comes. I'm embarrassing you, Chuck. Well, again, welcome. We're so excited that you're here tonight. We're so excited that we're able to do this in person and indoors. We did this outdoors last year. Weather was a lot better last year than this year. So, again, really, really excited to have this opportunity and to be here tonight and be with all of you. Appreciate your support. Appreciate you coming out. We got lots of folks to thank. So that's my role at the moment, is to begin to thank everybody. So we'll start again with the Shambliss Startup Group and the overall team there. So again, thank you so much. Let's give them a round of applause for a great job with the social and all of that. Let's throw a shout out to Melanie and Hutton and Smith as well for the beer. I did not get to partake of any of it because I am working, but I have and will. Well, not momentarily, but in a little while. Better hold off on that for a little while. I got folks here watching me, making sure I don't say anything I'm not supposed to or do anything I'm not supposed to. I also want to thank Philip and the Sound Force team. They have helped us for a number of years. We did this at their place of business, 2 years ago in the COVID year, where it was video, virtual, and all that kind of stuff. So Philip, thank you so very, very much. We'll throw another shout out to, give Philip a round of applause. He didn't play any Pitbull for me, though. I did ask for Pitbull, and he didn't play any for me. So we'll have to rectify that maybe next time. I also want to throw a shout out to Party Bites. They did an awesome job. Thank you guys so very much. Got to thank the Bessie. Obviously, what an awesome venue to do this, and the historical value of this place is just phenomenal. But thanks to the folks at the Bessie, they have been phenomenal to help us today, and so certainly want to thank them as well. I need to throw a shout out to our marketing team, and Jake back there in the back predominantly. Jake has been the person, the yeoman, done the yeoman's work of making all this happen. So thanks to Jake and all of the marketing folks. But Jake's been the leader of that. So thank you very, very much. Let's give Jake and them a round of applause, too. Need to thank Mayor Kelly. He has sent his emissary, Jermaine Freeman, to be with us tonight. Jermaine, thank you so much for being here. Looking forward to hearing from you in a little while. So let's give Jermaine a round of applause. All right. Did I forget anybody? Simply Props. Oh, yes. Right here. Thank you, Marcus. Simply Props did our sign for us, so we want to throw a shout out to them. Are they here tonight? Someone from, yeah, all right. Thank you so very, very much. Marcus, did I forget anybody else? I'm good? All right. Somebody's got to keep me in between the ditches here. So my next task is to introduce the judges to you. And I am going to do my dead level best, particularly with Emily's last name. I always get her last name wrong, but I'm going to try to get it right this time, Emily, I promise. So we'll start over here at this table. We'll start with Lisa Dotson from Athens Main Street. Lisa, thank you so very much. Emily Gilliman. Yay! Close. It was easier when it was, never mind, I won't say that. But with Bright Bridge, we appreciate that. Emily has been a judge with us every year. She is our legacy judge. So really appreciate Emily's commitment and support through all of these years. Next is Chuck Fisher. Chuck has got a couple of hats that he wears, but I'm just going to do Grant Kavalika and Harrison. Chuck, this is your third year doing it with us? Yeah, so appreciate it so much. And then last year's winner, our celebrity judge, Brianna Garza. Brianna, thank you so much. She's the one that's parked out front. She's been a great ambassador for us this year, and we can't tell you how much we really appreciate all that you've done for us. Over to this table, we have Vicki Bone, a consultant in the community. Vicki, we appreciate it. This is your second year with us, right, Vicki? Yes. All right. You guys weren't supposed to sit together. I know, but y'all kind of work at the same place. Y'all aren't supposed to sit together. So Jenny DeCook with the TSBDC in Cleveland, the director. And Jenny, this is your second or third year you've helped us? Second year? Awesome. So Jenny DeCook from Cleveland to help us out as well. Give her a round of applause. I guess they don't really officially work together, but they work kind of together. So Sarah Matson with the Chattanooga TSBDC. And Sarah has been with us 4 years. She missed 1 year, but we're excited to have her back and been with us for 4 years. So Sarah, thank you so very, very much. And then last but not least, actually, it's hard to express the appreciation you have for somebody that you work with day in and day out, and the efforts that they go to help you and support you. And Dion, I don't have the words to say thank you, but Dion Jenkins, Vice President of Diversity and Inclusion at the Credit Union. She is the only credit union employee that is on the panel, and we do that on purpose. All these judges are volunteering their time. They have given us their time to do this, and we can't tell you how much we appreciate that. Y'all didn't come here to see me tonight, so I'm going to move out of the way and let this show get on the road. We have a couple of dazzling MCs tonight, masters of ceremony. They are bedazzled in some ways. So tonight, Ryan Henn and Tammy Zumbrin are going to run us through the program. Come on, guys.
Good evening. Yeah, I think, we decided that since which way do we need to move? So that
get you jazzed up to give away some money.
Music.
I don't know what does.
Yeah. We decided since we were giving away $100,000 tonight, we needed to really dress up. This is
I didn't know
exciting.
that you guys didn't get the invite to dress up. This is $100,000 we're giving away. I was told this was a formal event.
So we came ready for the occasion. We are so excited. We have got some great finalists tonight. We can't wait for you all to hear all about them. And
well, let's do a quick run of show. So what to expect tonight? So we have 5 contestants. They're pitching. We're giving away $100,000. There's a $50,000 grand prize. They each have 5 minutes. So we're going to be in and out of here and trying to get this show rolling. The contestants are coming from backstage. The judges are going to possibly ask them questions when they get done. And so if you don't mind, let's cheer for them after the judges ask their questions so we can try to keep the run of show rolling. So we appreciate everybody being here, and let's get this thing started.
Yeah, so Ryan, I noticed there's a red box over to the side. Not quite sure what that is. What is it?
It's a surprise.
It's a surprise.
Our first contestant really set the bar high.
Okay, well, let's see what's in there. Each of our contestants tonight, our finalists, brought something to show us. Oh, man, I think this one went for bribing the judges because you'll take it, right, Dion? Because it looks like there is some hot food in there for each of them. But our first finalist tonight is Neutral Ground Chattanooga. That is Chef Kenyatta, and he has prepared some awesome African red. And he was explaining to me the difference in red beans and kidney beans, which I think is what most people use in their red beans and rice, but not Chef Kenyatta. So y'all will have to let us know. We're kind of all wishing that we got to smell it. We're kind of all wishing we had a taste of it. But one of the things that was said about Chef Kenyatta tonight by someone by the name of Amy, she said that they are in awe of his skill and his mission as a culinary artist. We look forward to learning about all the successes that is sure to come. He has been in the Launch Kitchen Incubator and is hoping to win some money tonight, or he definitely has won some money because everybody's a winner, right?
That's right.
But he's looking to move into brick and mortar. But right now, you can sample his wonderful food at the kitchen incubator. So with that, we're going to go ahead and ask Chef to come out and tell you some more about his business.
How's everybody doing? All right. Let's see. Hello, I'm Chef Kenyatta Ashford. I was born in New Orleans and studied at the Culinary Institute of America in Hyde Park, New York. In 2021, I was the last person standing as I won the Food Network's chef competition Chopped. I've worked in 2 James Beard Award-winning restaurants. I've worked in 2 James Beard Award-winning restaurants and served thousands of diners over my career. But nothing has influenced my cooking as much as my travels to West Africa, the home of my ancestral roots. Here in Southeast Tennessee, I'm known as the founder of NewTerra, pioneering the Afro-Creole culinary experience. The Nashville Voyager said it best: NewTerra is a Black-owned, upscale casual restaurant born from Kenyatta's deep passion for telling stories through the culinary arts. NewTerra's Afro-Creole dishes project aromas, flavors, and lessons reminiscent of his New Orleans upbringing and a journey forged by the cuisine of the African diaspora. For the past 2 years, my team and I have had the privilege to operate as a restaurant in residence at Proof Bar and Incubator, bringing our cuisine and cooking philosophy to diners throughout the Southeast. We've served hundreds of people at sold-out cities in Chattanooga. And today, America's interest in African influences on regional cooking has never been higher. Chattanooga's diners are ready and hungry for a more diverse food scene. With the integrity of my regional flavors and my commitment to equality, I've created a local and national buzz around bringing a new cuisine and enhancing the culinary experience of diners in Chattanooga. It's time for NewTerra to put down permanent roots and satisfy the demand for the NewTerra experience by opening our own restaurant. Today, there are no upscale casual establishments in Chattanooga owned and operated by Black chefs. I'm really eager to change that. $50,000 will finance the centerpiece of NewTerra's kitchen, 2 convection ovens. These ovens will operate from the moment my team shows up in the morning until the restaurant's last seating at night. High-quality convection ovens are crucial for any upscale restaurant. They heat from 0 to 350 degrees in 5 minutes. They maintain consistent temperature throughout the cooking process. The oven's fans circulate every 30 minutes to create consistent browning on roasted and baked items. They are self-cleaning, which saves on labor, and are recipe programmable for novice cooks who I intend to train in our Afro-Creole cuisine. This ensures we serve customers quickly with high-quality food and that they keep coming back to dine with us at NewTerra. Before I gathered people around the dinner table, I received my master's degree in the art of teaching from Lee University. I'm passionate about working with young people and continuing to mentor young chefs. NewTerra will maintain this commitment to our community. We will continue to teach young chefs who want to express the beauty of their cooking and the culinary experiences they will create as they blossom in their own careers. NewTerra brings nationally recognized chefs to teach young people about food, culture, and restaurants. In September, we brought James Beard Award-winning Chef Ricky Moore, Chef Serene Mbaye, and pastry chef Shalonda Berry to participate in the dinner benefiting Brandon High School's Future Ready Institute for Culinary Arts. NewTerra follows the great American tradition of using food to bring diverse cultures together. That's why we've hosted many dinners at various locations around Chattanooga to inspire conversations about African-American life. Unafraid to discuss difficult subjects with a positive agenda and a positive message. If there's one thing that food does, it brings people together. Follow us to find out more about NewTerra. Thank you.
At this time, we'll take questions from the judges.
Chef Kenyatta.
Mm-hmm.
What can we expect from Neutral Ground in the next few years?
As I stated, we are in a phase of a capital raise to establish our own brick and mortar restaurant. We spent 2 years working out of Proof Bar and Incubator as a startup, and we need to have our own space in order to really spread our wings and actually serve more people, because we were only open 4 days a week at Proof. We extended our services to 5 services per week at the beginning of January 2021 when we added the brunch service on Sundays. And we would like to, open a brick and mortar. One of the things that I think is unique about NutriGround is some of the stuff that we've been able to experience while we were at the incubator. We've garnered lots of national attention. We've had, for example, as you see on the picture, we've had lots of people come from all over the place to eat at our restaurant. In the picture, you see Kenyan actress Lupita Nyong'o, who's a star in the movie Black Panther and 12 Years a Slave. She came to Chattanooga and came to our restaurant specifically to eat, came to Chattanooga specifically to eat at NutriGround. So we have the ability to have tourists visit Chattanooga just to come to eat at NutriGround. One of the things that people do is they will travel for food if they won't travel for anything else.
Chef, do you have a proposed location for the new restaurant and a timeline for opening?
Timeline for opening, once we finish our capital raise, would be probably about 18 months to 2 years. This is, in the picture here, you see a diagram or an architectural drawing of the design of a proposed space. And this is for the Stoveworks location. Is everybody familiar with Stoveworks? It's a really cool spot on the south side of town. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Chef Ashford. We appreciate that.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Wonderful job. He did a great job. Well, as y'all can see, it's time for my coffee break. I am a coffee drinker, and our next business just happens to be a coffee shop. So we're excited about that. Sorry, you don't get any coffee, Ryan.
I don't get coffee, but the first contestant brought the judges something, and I brought you something.
Oh, good. What do I get?
Not only do they have coffee, but they have pumpkin spice
yeah.
vegan pastries.
That's very good. Anybody in here vegan? They're vegan and gluten-free. So if you need that option, you need to go visit Sleepyhead Coffee. Yeah.
One of our audience members said about Sleepyhead Coffee that it's truly a place they feel special, welcome, wanted, appreciated. They have such a great selection of vegan pastries. And so for someone who's lactose intolerant, this is really hard for someone to find, as they also have lactose intolerant donuts for them to have a snack. So we're really excited to have them up as our next contestant. So please welcome Christian and Brandon to the
let's
stage.
give them a big round of applause as they come out. Woo, they got a good cheering group.
Good evening. My name is Brandon.
And I am Christian, and we own Sleepyhead Coffee.
So why coffee? Well, my first job when I was 16, 9 years ago, was at a local coffee shop. That's when I fell in love with having a space for people to do life. I mean, you read, you study, you drink coffee. Got to have coffee to survive. So it's all about community. The business of coffee is the business of bringing people together, and coffee is community. So that's why we opened Sleepyhead.
Yeah, and I had an extensive background in customer service, so we decided to join forces and open Sleepyhead. We knew that there was a big problem in Chattanooga, and that was that there was a lack of LGBTQ representation in coffee, and also the lack of vegan pastries as well. So we decided to be the solution to that and open Sleepyhead.
So in September of 2018, we started as a coffee cart, And then our first official event was Chattanooga Pride in October. And in March of 2019, we opened our brick and mortar at 735 Broad Street, which is the Sleepyhead you know and love today. And now we're here.
Yes. So a little bit about the brand of Sleepyhead. We're all about design and aesthetics. If anyone has been in there, you know that. Vegan and gluten-free pastries, that's a big thing for us because anyone can enjoy a vegan gluten-free pastry, not just people that are vegan or gluten-free. We're all about plants. One thing that I love is we're the most followed coffee shop in Chattanooga on social media. And that's huge for us because that's really the only type of advertising we do. We also have a super high retention rate when it comes to our employees. In 4 years, we've only hired a total of 9 people. 4 of those are still on staff with us today. We've also been featured in many national publications. And we have shot a national commercial with the Chattanooga Visitors Bureau. And just next week, we're shooting another commercial with them as one of Chattanooga's most Instagrammable spots in the city. And then one thing that's super, super important to us is we love partnering with as many local businesses as possible. So we love pouring back into the community.
So what are we going to do with this grant, this $50,000, $20,000, $10,000? We're going to put this toward opening Chattanooga's first vegan brick and mortar bakery, fully vegan, with many gluten-free items as well. Right now, we've been baking in a tiny tabletop oven, and it's produced over 50,000 pastries in just 3.5 years.
A tabletop oven, you heard that right.
Yeah, it's time to expand. We've maxed out our small space that we're in now, and so yeah, we want to open a bakery, vegan and gluten-free.
Yeah, so what this $50,000 could go to, it's going to go towards bakery equipment. We've got to have bakery equipment to produce more baked goods. We are going to have, like Brandon said, the first brick and mortar fully vegan bakery in Chattanooga. We already have all the coffee equipment to go along with that, so we just need the space, which we've been scouting, and the equipment, obviously. We're also going to be able to more than double our team immediately right when we open. So that's big for us because we love to pour into our employees and invest in our employees. That's something that's super important to us.
And I'll say it again, why vegan, why gluten-free? Because anyone can enjoy those. So, I mean, if you have a dairy allergy, you can enjoy a pastry. If you have no allergies, you can enjoy a vegan pastry. So, yeah.
So, as Chattanooga's only gay-on coffee shop, creating a safe and welcoming environment is something that's so important to us. The business of coffee is the business of bringing people together, and that's what we love about Sleepyhead. We represent ourselves, but also the city, because oftentimes we are the first stop that people make when they come into Chattanooga. We always have an annual birthday market as well, and that is always minority-owned businesses. 100% of the vendors that are there are minority-owned businesses. And then we also make regular donations to many nonprofits within the city, such as SIMPA, our local kidney foundation, and so many more.
So coffee is not unique. In fact, over 60% of Americans drink coffee. I drink it every day, multiple times a day. You probably do too. So the chances of a shop that has vegan and gluten-free pastries popping up near our location is likely, very likely. In fact, we've survived for almost 4 years now, only a block from Starbucks, Pete's Coffee, and another local coffee shop. So we've continued to reinvent ourselves and maintain our relevance and continue growing our business while also being in a very saturated environment or saturated community when it comes to coffee.
So the future, what does 2 years look like? Well, 2 years ago, we were gearing up to renovate our space that is a Sleepyhead you know and love today. And in 2 years, we are going to be operating Chattanooga's first fully vegan brick and mortar bakery here in town. We're so excited. One thing that's never going to change is our passion for what we do and our love for the people that we serve. Guys, we thank you so much for the opportunity to be here.
We hope
look forward to serving you.
Good vegan and gluten-free pastries. Until then, come get coffee at 735 Broad Street. Thank you.
Sleepyheaders, if
Yes,
another vegan and gluten-free pastry shop were to surface in Chattanooga, how would you manage the competition?
Well, it's also important to note, while we are hoping to do all vegan and gluten-free pastries, we've done vegan and gluten-free pastries for 4 years almost. And croissants, butter croissants, chocolate croissants, cookies, pies, muffins, donuts, as you saw earlier. We're much more than just the pastries. So yes, we're our coffee. Our coffee is constantly changing. We have our team kind of brainstorm some seasonal items. So we switch out our seasonal menu often. We house make several of our syrups. And of course, we have pink plants and we have our vibes and stuff. So there's many ways that set us apart besides just the pastries.
Yeah, so we're consistently staying on top of trends. And like Brandon said, we always work together as a team with our baristas to develop new menu items. And then like Brandon said, regarding the pastries that we used to make, we used to have all these types of pastries we used to make. But like we said, we bake out of a tabletop oven. So it's super hard to do that. So we're going to get to bring in all these pastries we used to have that people keep asking for and have kept asking for over the past 4 years. So that's one thing that's going to set us apart, because we're constantly trying to stay on top of trends and just stay relevant.
You currently say your location is near Starbucks. Do you consider staying in the location that you currently reside?
Yes, we will keep our small space now. It's just so easy to manage. We're 1,000 square foot broken up into two 500 square foot units. So we have seating on one side, a cafe on one side. So we'll definitely keep that location, and the bakery will be separate in addition to what we have and operate now.
Yes, that is our flagship store, and we just can't let it go. It's our baby.
And we want to like duplicate what we already have. You know, it works, so we want to make two of them.
Thank you.
Are there any plans, because I'm one that thinks about things really far out, are you going to, once this bakery is up and running, are you going to provide your pastries to other restaurants and eating establishments?
Great question. Absolutely. So we have people all the time wanting us to cater weddings, cater events, and we simply just can't because we're baking out of that tabletop oven. So it's like, I would love to cater your wedding, but I'm baking out of a Easy Bake. So this money is going to help us be able to actually cater weddings, be able to get our pastries in other local shops, in hotels. So it's really, yes.
Thank you, Brandon and Christian.
Thank
you.
you.
That was awesome. Well, we've got another business. I don't know where Ryan went. Oh, well, that looks like interesting, Ryan. What is that you're wearing?
This is one of the newest technologies on the market.
What does it do?
It's called eSight. You don't know what I can see in your hair right now. Smile.
So what does that help you do?
This helps the visually impaired see faces, read words, do anything in life that most people just take advantage of.
Oh, well,
It's one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
I have a piece of cool technology as well.
What's that?
So I'm going to show you what mine does. I'm going to point this clicker right here. All right, let's try it again. Obviously, I'm doing something wrong.
It's reading.
It's not reading it. Well, this one, what do I
us.
do? I need a little bit of technology help.
Oh, the arrow.
If you are visually impaired and need an accessible version of Cheryl's PowerPoint, call Mountain View Low Vision Services and Cheryl will hook you up.
Did y'all hear that? Okay, so you can point this at anything, like I could point it at your shirt if it has a name on it. It will read it for the visually impaired. So this announcement actually said if you're visually impaired and need an accessible version of Cheryl's PowerPoint, call Mountain View Low Vision Services and Cheryl will hook you up. So she will make sure you get a copy of the PowerPoint after, but she has got some amazing technology to help the visually impaired and cannot wait to hear her come out and share her presentation. So with that, I'm going to ask Cheryl with Mountain View Low Vision Services to come on out.
Hello, my name is Cheryl Sochet, and I own Mountain View Low Vision Services. Why I got into this? When I was in college a million years ago, a professor gave me an assignment and asked me to learn about a student services program that I knew nothing about. I chose disability support services and was amazed to see how the right technology, a little bit of advocacy, enabled college students with vision loss to have access to education. Once I saw this, I was hooked. I knew I wanted this as a career. Since then, I have worked with visually impaired people, or VIPs, in many capacities over the past 25 years. The problem is there are VIPs all around us, and they have very little access to vision rehabilitation providers, facilities, and life-changing technology. There are about 25,000 people with vision impairments in the greater Chattanooga area. That includes Cleveland and into North Georgia. Of these, between 1 and 10% have accessed vision rehabilitation services. As the baby boomers age, the incidence of people with significant vision loss will double by the year 2050. In 2018, I started Mountain View Low Vision Services to address this problem in our community. Our mission is to help VIPs become more than what they cannot see at home, at school, at work, and at play. We do this by connecting VIPs with information, with resources, providers, and agencies. Technology, as you saw earlier, technology is key. So we curate high quality, versatile, well-supported assistive technologies and help match VIPs with the right tools to help reach their goals. Let me tell you about a story about one VIP in our community. Jill Shelton was at the top of her class. Jill Shelton was at the top of her class when she was in the 6th grade. She started losing her vision and quickly fell behind. Years later, she was properly diagnosed and got the right accommodations. She finished high school, entered college. She started thinking about graduate school, and she was told, don't bother, don't apply. Your vision impairment is going to make this impossible for you to do. So what did she do? She went to graduate school, and she got a master's degree, got a PhD, and now she directs the graduate student program for the psychology department at UTC. We have partnered with her over the years to make sure that as her vision continues to decline, she has the right tools, the right resources, the right connections so that she can continue to keep doing what she loves. Assistive technology for people with vision loss is a $4 billion a year industry. It is expected to grow to a $14.3 billion industry in the next 5 years. Money is flowing for these products, and we need to understand how to compete. Ours is a very, very niche industry. We don't expect to see a Valley View Low Vision Services pop up down the street. Our competition is direct internet sales, other regional companies, and national businesses like ours. But people choose us. They choose us because we are different. We have a brick and mortar showroom. Our brick and mortar showroom allows us to have VIPs come in and experience these products. We partner with occupational therapists to provide greater access to see these products and learn to use them in an in-home rehabilitative context. We have a strong clinical expertise, and we know how to help people with vision loss find the right device. To continue to compete well over the next 2 years, we hope to use these Idea Leap grant funds to grow 3 initiatives. We want to help veterans. As a brand new VA vendor, we need to place key products in low vision clinics across our region. We want to use innovative, accessible kiosk technology to allow greater access to niche products where VIPs congregate. And finally, we'll use these funds to produce a video learning platform to train a network of generalist OTs and other providers who can help VIPs. With these initiatives, we hope to triple our gross sales revenue and be able to create employment opportunities for VIPs in our community. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and I would encourage our community to see VIPs, hear VIPs, and create more access for VIPs. Thank you.
I have a
would love to
question.
entertain questions.
Are your services billable through insurance?
That is an excellent, excellent question. So the way that I make money is by selling products. I sell products to individuals, but mostly through agencies. The problem is that these products, nor my time, is billable. So that's long been a problem in this industry. So one way that we are thinking very much outside of the box is to create this army of generalist occupational therapists who can bill for their services, and they can learn these technologies and learn how to train people in an in-home context. So we're trying to create that to bridge the gap that's in the healthcare system.
Cheryl, can you tell us more about your competition?
Yes. So competition, this is a very, very niche industry. Historically, companies like ours, it's more like medical device sales. So there is a company called Tennessee Low Vision out of Nashville. And what that company has done for years is take in leads, go to people's homes, show a device, sell a device. So that's kind of the traditional way. We're starting to see more of a move to direct internet sales. So again, we want to think outside of the box. Let's not do what is traditional. Let's not move quite towards internet sales. If you can imagine buying one of these devices that you saw on stage, getting that at home, taking out of the box and figuring out how to use it with a visual impairment. So we are thinking about this idea of a brick and mortar showroom, like come see us, come experience these devices. Occupational therapists, let's partner together so that the gatekeepers, the ophthalmologists, the optometrists can refer to both Mountain View and to this group of occupational therapists so that we can compete differently.
Hey, can you explain a little bit more about how the grant funds would be used?
Yes, so we already have 3 initiatives afoot, but they take funds, and we're a little bitty small business, and those funds are hard to come by. So the first initiative is we are a brand new VA vendor within the past couple of weeks. In order to succeed in that sector of the industry, we have to put these devices throughout the VA system so that when these veterans go to a provider, they can see these technologies. The eSight technology, that's a $7,000 device. The VA does purchase those for veterans, but the vendor has to place them. The OrCam device, the point and shoot, that is one of the most popular VA devices. They need to be placed. So that's one thing we'll do, is to make sure that there are the right devices at these VA clinics. The second thing we'll do, down the street at TVA, there is a visually impaired woman who owns a micro market business. So her micro market business uses a kiosk that you can swipe and complete a purchase. Even if you have a vision impairment, you can independently create a purchase. So we are thinking about pivoting that kiosk technology and using that to put in, say, a blind rehabilitation center where they see all these things. They see bull tip pens or cams, but they have no way to buy them while they're there because most of these places are nonprofit. So we'll use kiosk technology that's accessible so people with vision loss see the things, they can independently purchase the things. And then the third way, again, is to create a video learning library of content that teaches generalist OTs who can bill but don't have the low vision expertise. We want to create that low vision, especially in the assistive technology sector. We want to create a platform for that expertise so that more people with vision loss can have more access to life-changing services.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Great job. Thank you so much. I keep beating Ryan out on the stage.
Tammy, wait.
What have you got?
This is the most unique gift I have ever bought you.
He brings me a gift
I'm
every year.
not
in
sure
case y'all
you
didn't
can
know
top
that.
this one, but check this out.
What'd you bring?
Straight from leftover UTC campus. Some leftovers.
Leftovers.
But look how beautiful those
You know
leftovers
what
are.
this is called? Anybody know what this is? This is called compost. My parents have done this for years. I grew up with a garden and with throwing all the leftovers into a bucket, and it makes the best soil for growing new things that you could ever imagine. So
This was literally fruit from UTC. How cool is that?
Yeah. 30 to 60 days and you've got a bucket of compost just like that.
Well, let's talk about what somebody in the audience said about our next contestant here. He said, I'm a huge fan of NewTerra Compost. By using their services, we've literally cut our trash in half. Plus, they make it so easy. The mulch that's created from this compost is absolutely incredible and the best I've ever used for my garden. So let's bring out our next contestant, Norm, to talk about this compost.
All right. Come on out, NewTerra Compost. Give them a big round of applause.
You know how a head of lettuce won't last a week inside your refrigerator? Well, guess what? In a landfill, it'll last for over 25 years. That head of lettuce and other compostable material makes up over 50% of the material in landfills. And unfortunately, landfills are not just unsightly trash mountains. They're also the third largest greenhouse gas producer in the United States. I'm Norm, and I co-founded NewTerra Compost in 2020. Our mission is to keep food and compostable materials out of landfills. We do this by making it easy to compost. At NewTerra, we understand home composting can be a chore. It takes up time and space. So we opened a commercial composting site and a hauling operation to collect from homes, restaurants, schools, and grocery stores. Then we laid out a network of 11 compost kiosks from Cleveland, Tennessee, down to Trenton, Georgia, to make composting affordable and easy. Usually when we talk about composting, we're talking about it on a global level. But tonight I only want to talk about how compost and NewTerra are impacting the Chattanooga area. Chattanooga is branded as a green city. We are proud of the natural beauty that surrounds us and the opportunities that it provides. But we have room to improve. Chattanooga could be a leader in sustainability in the Southeast. Currently, trash is sent to landfills in Bradley County, but they will not be able to take our trash forever. As transportation prices increase, shipping trash further and further away only increases the burden on everyone. NewTerra is only 12 miles from downtown Chattanooga and provides an excellent tool to combat those rising costs and turn a liability into a resource. Without government mandates to compost, NewTerra's membership has grown to over 500 members in the last 2 years. What sets us apart from our competition is NewTerra's boots on ground. We are in the trenches with our members. We leverage our firsthand experience in kitchen operations to support our members. Cafeterias and restaurants use our training and process development. NewTerra Compost is building the infrastructure that can attract more opportunities to the Chattanooga area. NewTerra is the city of Chattanooga's partner in the Olympic trials selection process. The Olympic Committee wants to know that its host city can do more than just landfill organics, and that is what NewTerra is providing. But composting is more than just a waste management technique. Ask any farmer or gardener, and they will tell you that soil is a depleting resource that has to be recharged with compost. Through our members, NewTerra donates compost to local nonprofits that are feeding people in need. The Chattanooga Area Food Bank and the Chattanooga Sustainable Food Center are just two of the gardens that NewTerra is proud to support. And that takes us to what we want to do with the Idea League grant. The first thing we want to do is a new dedicated covered area to protect our finished compost from the elements. Rain makes it too heavy to move, and the summer sun dries it out too quickly. Second, a small indoor space will support our growing team. We need a place to have meetings, eat lunch, and use the bathroom. And finally, selecting NewTerra as a grand prize winner means we would replace a truck bed with a dumping trailer. Right now, we can only deliver up to 2 yards of compost at a time, and it requires a lot of shoveling. And finally, this plan will allow NewTerra to deliver finished compost as efficiently as we accept food residuals. In the next 2 years, you can expect great things out of NewTerra Compost. Our team is growing, so we can service more members educate more students, and keep more food out of the landfill. And there are other communities across the Southeast that need our infrastructure. Remember that head of lettuce in your refrigerator? If you want to learn more about how your business or home can make a huge impact, reach out at NewTerraCompost.com. We would love to compost with you. Thank you.
Does NewTerra partner with small businesses to help become more green and sustainable?
Yes. So our part of being a member of NewTerra Compost means you have us on your team. So my business partner, Michael, who's in the crowd, has been in the restaurant industry for many years, and he goes back of house with your team and helps set up the processes and procedures to really figure out how to make it easy. Nobody wants to put another stressor or challenge for their team. They want it easy. So we go back of house, set up that process so that they don't know any difference and they can just start doing the right thing and help you out. And then we also go front of house and help you communicate that to your customers. So if you go into Need Loves, Daily Rations, Southern Squeeze, you'll find our emblem saying that they compost with NewTerra. So we share that message, and you also get real metrics. So it's not just something you say you do, but you can be like Pruitt's and say, hey, we've diverted over 100,000 pounds of food from the landfill.
Hey, if you guys had a direct competitor pop up, why would your current clients choose you over the potential competitor?
So we do have competition. I think what sets us apart is that we understand where Chattanooga is coming from. This is new. Composting is an old thing done forever, but we understand that restaurants and cafeterias here have not been doing it forever. So for staffs and teams to take on a new process, it's different. And that's why we don't just show up at 3 a.m. and pick up your compost, but we're also there during business hours to help train your team. And I think that sets us apart. And you can call us anytime, even if as a home member, and you can say, hey, I have this problem, this isn't working for me. And you can talk to a real person who understands, who's gone through it, and get that help.
Thank you, Norm.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thanks. I finally come out empty-handed. She wouldn't let me have anything back there.
Well, I brought you something this time.
Finally.
I know. I figured you were hungry, that you'd probably worked up an appetite. So I brought you a bagel.
What?
Well, you can't have the coffee. This is from Be Caffeinated, and I need another cup of coffee, but you can have the bagel.
Bagel.
And I think they even brought bagels.
Somebody
for
else
all
brought
the
something for the
judges.
contestants and the judges.
Yeah, so the judges can pass around the bagels. What do you think?
It's fresh. It's super fresh.
Good. Yeah.
Still
Well,
warm.
they're an awesome company if you're not familiar with them. And I'm going to read you the quote that was said about them. A big shout out to Be Caffeinated for not only having an outstanding business model, but for also showing up at different community events and participating in causes to benefit the state of wonderful nonprofits. So that's great. We're all about community at TVFCU. It's exciting to hear that all of these businesses have a community component. And with that, we're going to go ahead and bring out Be Caffeinated.
Our last contestant.
Kedrick, I'll give you the $50 later. Does that work? Cool. Hi, my name is Christopher Wood. I'm one of the owners of Be Caffeinated Drive-Thru Coffee. And for those of you that know me, you know that I'm taking this pretty seriously because I'm wearing tennis shoes and no hat instead of chacos and a hat. That's right. So I'm here to solve the problem that Chattanooga is facing, which is no New York style bagels. It's a huge problem. If you go on Reddit and read about it, everyone's talking about it, I promise. But why do I care about bagels? It's hard to not be a bagel snob when you grow up with your grandparents' bagel shop. So they had one in South Mississippi. I got to grow up in it. I have slides, I forgot. There it is. So the top right, that's the corner bagel shop, aptly named. It was on the corner. On the left are Mama and Aha, or as most call them, Chet and Sue. And that's me in the middle on the bottom. Creepily behind me is the chef. So bagels are awesome. When I tear into one, I'm looking for a shiny, light, chewy, slightly sweet, and ready for schmear. Any of you that have had a New York style bagel, you know what I'm talking about. And unfortunately, there is a huge absence of that in Chattanooga. But when most people think of Be Caffeinated, they think of coffee, which makes sense because we serve a lot of it. But that's not really what we're about. We're about making people happy and bringing people together in community. When Doug and I started our business a little over 3 years ago, we decided we wanted to make a space that was different and made people happy, valued, seen. And we believe that happy employees make happy customers, which make a happy community. Currently, we're at around 50 employees. We've opened up 4 locations across town. Oh, I went too far. There we go. We're at 4 locations around town. And we have also started a give back program almost 2 years ago, where every month we work with a local nonprofit and give a portion of our proceeds back to them. To date, we've given almost $15,000 away. Keep pressing the button accidentally. I'll just go to this one. It's a good group. We've almost given $15,000 away to date and worked with over 20 local nonprofits. And last month we gave a check to Be the Change Youth Initiative for almost $600, which was awesome. But we're only where we are because of our team. We have an awesome team of baristas, managers, community partners, our marketing team, family and friends. We couldn't have done it without any of those. And culture is what drives us. And at the end of the day, happiness matters. And our bagels are going to help us make more happiness. We're going to make more jobs, have more give back programs. And I spoke with Be the Change earlier, and we're going to have what's called the Bagel of Change, which is going to be a bagel that we sell. And a portion of every one of those bagels will go directly to Be the Change to continue their work with local students. We're also going to start a weekly bagels and coffee program for our Down on Their Luck friends, where we're going to have free coffee and bagels for our friendly community people. A couple months ago, we started our own bakery, and we're currently doing muffins, biscotti, and more delicious pastries. And right now, I've been creating my own bagel recipe. It's a lot of flour, messy stuff. You don't want to go in my kitchen right now, I promise. But the perk is we've had a lot of bagels to eat recently. The reason I only had 5 bagels for you judges is because I don't have the equipment yet. So I need money to buy more. So next time I'll have more stuff. So what are we going to do if we win 50K? We're going to buy a bagel kettle, which is basically just a giant pot that you boil bagels in. We're going to buy a former and divider, which is that fancy machine on the screen that you can see, a proofer, fridge, just all the stuff that you need to really get into a full bagel program. That'll let us go from a couple dozen bagels per hour to potentially up to thousands of bagels per hour. Think about how much 1,000 bagels is. That's a lot. And we want to do that. Our conservative sales projections are about $80,000 in gross revenue a year just selling to our own shops. So that's no wholesale accounts, no grocery stores, nothing like that. That's simply our own shops, and that's only at where we're currently at. So if we were able to do this and build out our bagel program, this would spill into all of our BCAF family projects. We plan to open 1 to 3 more locations in the next 2 years, expand our bakery and roastery, our nonprofit givebacks and programming, and just keep doing what we're doing on a larger scale. The 50K would catalyze our bagel operation and let us hit the ground running. So what about competition? Honeyseed's moving into town. That's fine. They're doing Montreal-style bagels. Even if they were doing New York-style bagels, it's okay because we like to work with our partners. And think about how many coffee shops there are in Chattanooga. We're doing fine. They each have their own special thing that you can do and enjoy. We also have something you can't smear cream cheese on, which is a smile at every window and a passion for serving and bringing together community. And that's what we're all about. We'll use this money to make more people happy. I'm honored to be here. Thank you for your time and consideration. And remember, be happy, be caffeinated.
Wow.
I almost walked away, but I remember there's questions.
I have a question.
Yeah.
If you don't get $50,000, how are you able to fund the equipment you need?
Yeah, so probably selling a lot of bagels. It'll just take longer. I've gotten pretty good at hand rolling the bagels, and I'll be able to teach a couple other people how to do it. So we'll be able to kind of streamline the process. It'll just go from, like I said, we'll be able to do a couple dozen per hour and then times the number of bakers to literally 1,000 or 2 if we had the former and divider.
I'm going to ask the question that I asked one of your fellow applicants. Do you have any plans? Let's assume you get to 50,000 and you get everything you want. Would you offer the New York style bagels to other restaurants? And you highlighted the grocery stores, but you never said whether you would or if that's part of your plan.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't want to call myself this, but you could call me a bagel prophet if you. No, I'm just kidding. No, I think New York style bagels are great. There's just something nostalgic and delicious about them, and I would love to have. I mean, first off, if they're gonna pay me money, of course I'm gonna say yes, of course. But also on the flip side, I would love for New York style bagels to be normal in Chattanooga. They're delicious. They're not bad for you, depending on if you do like the super chocolate chip ones or not. But no, I'd love to build out a wholesale program, work with other coffee shops, other grocery stores, restaurants, and then potentially even get to online sales and frozen sales and stuff.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Great job. Well, that is all of our 5 finalists tonight. And I tell you what, I do not envy these judges because they were all fabulous. Don't you agree? Man, I think this every year we come out here and we hear these pitches and it's like, gosh, we're so fortunate in Chattanooga to have such a wonderful entrepreneur community with the support that we have, number one, and then with all these people with great ideas who are out there, doing their own business. So we're going to go ahead and dismiss the judges to go downstairs to the green room and deliberate and then be ready to come back up and tell us who the winners are. And while they're doing that, we actually have a special treat for y'all tonight. Brian, you want to tell us about it?
So in the past, this has been a social time for everyone to gather, but we actually did something special this year. And I have a big, huge, long intro, but I'm not going to read it because I don't want to spoil anything. But we do have the City of Chattanooga's Economic Development Officer, Jermaine Freeman. If you want to make your way up here, Jermaine, I saw you. There you are. Sorry, you went the other side. And
whoa.
Sorry. And the city's going to need. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes. Well, let's give him a big round of applause, and we're looking forward to hearing from you. Yeah.
You want to walk?
Would you rather? Thank you.
Hey, so it's a good thing this is a city-owned building, so it's a good deal. So I want to, first of all, I'm Jermaine Freeman. I oversee economic development efforts for the city of Chattanooga. And my job is made a lot easier by some of the people who are here tonight, some of whom are serving as judges now. So I'll thank them even though they're not in the room. And then some folks are out here in the audience. I could not do my job if it weren't for organizations like UTC through their Veterans Entrepreneurship Program and the Enterprise Center and all of the work that they do. The Tennessee Small Business Development Center, both in Chattanooga and Cleveland, our friends over at the Chamber of Commerce, Collab, Launch, SCORE, and the Urban League. All of these organizations do wonderful work throughout our city, and they really make my job a lot easier because they basically add extra capacity. Because as we think about, economic development, as we think about, how we uplift and grow our city, it starts with our small businesses. And so, one of the things that I'd like for all of you to do for just a second is to indulge me and just close your eyes for just a second. I promise you I won't come out into the audience and do anything to you. So just close your eyes. And I want you to think for a second about your 3 favorite local businesses here in Chattanooga. And just take a couple of seconds to think about those businesses, but just think, what are your 3 favorite businesses, whether it's a restaurant or a bar or a hair salon or a software company. Okay, now open your eyes. Anybody want to volunteer? Anybody want to volunteer some of their favorites? Yes, ma'am. Blue Skies. Good choice. Very good. Anybody else? Marcus. Uncle Larry's. I was just at Uncle Larry's for a pork chop plate today. There you go. All right. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am. Unknown caller. Unknown caller is right behind my building. I am frequently there, probably more than I should be. So, but these are the, yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, I did not mean to skip you. That's a great choice. I'm not going to ask any questions, but that's a great choice. She stole the show. Wow. So, but when you think about your favorite companies and your favorite businesses, these are the businesses that really give our city character. And when you think about, and I know that Chattanooga is everybody's favorite city, but when you also think about your other favorite cities across the country or around the world, a lot of those cities are great because of the local businesses and the local experiences that you get to participate in when you go visit. And Chattanooga is no exception to that. So whether you come here for Uncle Larry's, or you come here for Neutral Ground, or you come here for Blue Skies, or Hutton and Smith with a 10-year-old, these are the opportunities. These are the opportunities and these are the experiences that make our city great. It's what gives our city a certain taste and flavor. And that's what's most important. And I think what we from the city want people to always be thinking about. And we honestly have to do a better job in terms of the way that we engage out in the community to make sure that we're doing everything that we can as a city to also support economic development from a small business lens. It is great that we have all of our partners here. They obviously do great work. Mayor Tim Kelly, who couldn't be here tonight because he had another commitment, he himself is a former business owner, former entrepreneur. And one of the things that he wanted to make sure that we embodied in terms of our One Chattanooga plan is really a focus on entrepreneurship as a way to uplift families and to create wealth for people and to move people into the middle class. The pandemic has been rough on many of our small businesses. We've seen a number of our small businesses locally and across the country that had to shutter their doors and had to close down or had to go offline because of the pandemic and because of the challenges brought on by COVID-19. However, there are some small businesses that also were able to thrive in that environment. And today, I think that we all have a responsibility and a duty to do everything that we can to start to build the pipeline for more small businesses and to encourage more people to go into entrepreneurship and to pursue it. So as you think tonight and as you watch our entrepreneurs, and you have to take your hat off to people who have the courage to come up on stage and to really share their dreams and aspirations with total strangers. Because it is not easy for an entrepreneur to walk out here knowing that, yeah, sure, they've got some supporters out here in the audience, but there's also a lot of you who they've never met, who they'll never know, who they hope to know, and they're hoping for your support. And they're coming up here and they're laying it all out on the line in the hopes that you will support them and help them to get to the next stage of their journey by supporting their business. That takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of gut. And so I challenge you, and the city challenges you, to also think about the ways that you can also help people along the path, including yourselves. Some of you who are out here probably have a side hustle that you do, and some of you probably do it, probably don't do it enough. Some of you probably do it a little bit. My message to you is to encourage you to pursue that side hustle. We need more entrepreneurs, and a lot of times, some of our greatest business ideas started off as side hustles, or they started off as something, or as a hobby, or as something that people were doing just because they enjoyed doing it. A lot of our major companies today are companies that, or our companies here in Chattanooga, are companies that I remember when they were small startups, and they've grown to be, companies that employ many, many people in our community and create wealth for many families. I remember when Bellhop was a startup. I remember when Steam Logistics was a startup and the guys who started Steam were doing other things. I remember, how the Lamppost Group came along and really started to uplift and help lots of businesses. And now we have other partners that are doing that, including organizations like Brickyard. All of that is great, but all of you, there's someone in this room is also an aspiring entrepreneur. Someone in this room also has a side hustle that they really want to dedicate more time to and more energy to. And I say do it. And it's okay if you fail, because part of entrepreneurship, and if you talk to a lot of entrepreneurs, many of them have failed before, and they learn from those failures and then dusted themselves off, picked up some lessons, kept it moving, and became successful down the road. So we encourage you to continue to pursue entrepreneurship. For those of you who sort of touch education, I think, and the city believes, and I think that Mayor Kelly would agree with this, that we really also want to see more pipelines in terms of helping college students, junior college students, high school and middle school students also pursuing entrepreneurship and also pursuing the idea of starting small businesses, because we need a pipeline of the next generation to be able to create small businesses in our community. So I am really grateful to be here tonight. One of the things that the mayor wanted me to make sure that I was able to mention is obviously through the city's budgetary process and through our American Rescue Plan dollars that we received, we've been fortunate to be able to support organizations like Launch with the Kitchen Incubator and CoLab and the Urban League. We've been able to support those organizations through different initiatives that will help develop more entrepreneurs. So we're very excited about that. A couple of blocks back this way, next to Odd Story, we are actually going to take a city-owned building that's been vacant for a number of years, and we're going to turn that building into a minority business resource center. And so that business will provide access and resources to any small business owner, not just someone who's a minority, but we want it to be a welcoming place for minority entrepreneurs to come and really thrive. And we are also in the process of hiring an entrepreneurship director. So for the very first time that I'm aware of in the city's history, we will actually hire someone that will work on my team and work with the mayor to be solely focused on small business development and entrepreneurship every day that they come into work, which is really exciting. So we're very excited about that. And we really are very hopeful that our efforts can really pay off, and that we can continue to see our city thrive. And so with that, I think that's probably about all that I have to add, but I'm happy to answer any questions that people have about stuff that the city's working on. Or I can just shut up and go back to my seat. It's up to you guys. So, yes, ma'am. No, we won't. We don't turn anybody away. We have an open door policy. Now, depending on where your business is located, not necessarily where you live, but depending on where your business is located, we have some small business grant and loan programs that are only for businesses inside the Chattanooga city limits, and that's because Chattanooga taxpayers, the money for those grants comes from Chattanooga taxpayers, so we can't fund a business that's outside the city limits. But it doesn't matter where you live, though. It just matters where your business is. So yes, so we are happy to talk to you. So just find me during this event, and we can definitely get you connected. But yeah, we have an open door policy and want to talk to everybody. So yeah. Any other questions? Yes, sir. Yeah, that's a great question. And so one of the good things that Mayor Kelly started was a Department of Equity and Community Engagement. We now have a Chief Equity Officer, and we also have someone who is now the director of our Office of New Americans. And so we, through those offices, are going to be focused very acutely on making sure that everyone who may be new to Chattanooga, regardless of where you came from, that you have an opportunity to take part in all of the resources, whether they're entrepreneurial or not, all of the resources that the city has to offer. I think we definitely planned to have Spanish-speaking folks sort of resourcing and helping out at the Minority Business Resource Center. I think that we're definitely want to make sure that we connect with people of every ethnic group, regardless of who you are. And if we're also happy to take ideas too. So if there's anything that you want to be sure to tell me afterwards, just to let me know of ways that we can make sure that we do that. I'm always open ears. Anybody else? There's got to be more questions. Yes. Okay. Yes, sir. Yes. Yeah.
What kind of initiatives do you have or you had going forward to not only attract them to entrepreneurship, but to keep them engaged?
Yeah, so my office doesn't exclusively focus on youth, but we do have what we call the Mayor's Youth Council, which is a group of high school students that basically advise the mayor on things that they care about. And so it's right now the Mayor's Youth Council is only open to high school students that are juniors and seniors. However, one of the things that the Mayor's Youth Council has talked to the mayor about is the role of entrepreneurship for younger people. And so I think that in the coming months, you're going to see us start to try to engage not only with the Mayor's Youth Council, but engage directly with the school system on opportunities for entrepreneurship. So, yes. Yeah. Sure. So that's a great question. Traditionally, one of the things that the city has done is that we've supported and funded the Kiva program, which of course is administered by CoLab. We have not, or sort of stayed out of the micro business space, typically because in reality, that has been a riskier space for the city to operate in because all of the money that we have available is from taxpayers, right? And so we have to be cautious about, how often and how flexible we are in engaging micro businesses, because sometimes micro businesses are also the riskiest businesses, and we have a fiduciary responsibility to taxpayers. Having said that, it is not uncommon for small business owners or entrepreneurs to reach out to our city council members to let them know that, hey, there's a business that's vacant in your district that I would like to be in. Like, is there a way for the city to sort of facilitate that or to help us do that? And that is something that we can do. Oftentimes, buildings that are vacant and they are also behind on their taxes, meaning they're called what we call back tax properties, which means that the original owner stopped paying their property taxes. And typically when people stop paying property taxes, they stop paying their property taxes to both the city and the county. So now these buildings are now sort of by default jointly owned by the city and the county. And so oftentimes what we will do is we will approach the county to say, hey, we have an entrepreneur or an interest in a specific building. Can you help us to facilitate getting that building back into use? And so that's an opportunity that we can certainly explore. I have council people who hit me up every day with different requests. So if you have a building in mind and you know the council person for that area, just reach out and let them know, or just let me know during this event, and we'll see what we can figure out. Yeah, we can get you the list. Yeah, no problem. Okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
okay.
Well,
All
our
right.
judges are ready.
Oh, they're ready?
Thank
Okay,
you
good
so
deal.
much. Let's give Jermaine a big round of applause. That was great interaction. Wonderful questions. We thank you all for participating, and we thank him for all those words about what is going on, how the city's supporting entrepreneurs. We're very thankful for that. I do want to mention a couple more people before I wrap this up and bring the judges back out. Want to thank Sunny 92.3. And new thing this year that the winners are each going to get is some radio time, and then they're also going to get some TV time on Channel 9. So I'd like for us to give a big round of applause to both of them for working with Startup Week this year and providing that opportunity in addition to the funds that they're going to be getting. So now we have some door prizes. We're
That's
going to
right.
bring Tommy Nix back up. Right.
We're going to introduce Tommy Nix and Marcus Johnson. They're going to come. We're going to give away a few door prizes for you guys showing up tonight. We hope you're a lucky winner. They're writing checks right now. I just handed them a Sharpie. So we're about to give away some real money. But we do have a few announcements. A few
I'm
door
going to
prizes.
turn my mic over to you, Tommy. You going to use that one?
Marcus?
All right. Again, we really appreciate you guys being here. What a great night. What 5 great businesses that support this community. I've said this every year. I'm so glad that I am not one of the judges. It would be such a hard task for them to make a decision about who should finish first, second, and all of that. So I am so glad I'm not part of that. We do have a couple of representatives, Sandy Cordell from UTC. Sandy, if you would come up. And then who do we have from Urban League? Marcus? Robin Stearns, if you guys had come up, we would appreciate that. So each year we give our volunteers, as I mentioned earlier, our judges are volunteers. And so each year in their honor, we sponsor an entrepreneur into either the Veteran Entrepreneurship Program or the program at Urban League. And so we have representatives here tonight to receive those checks. So Marcus?
So as Tommy said, as a give back to the community once again and to our judges, we are going to award UTC with a $2,500 check for their Veterans Entrepreneurship Program, and the Urban League a $2,500 check for their entrepreneurship programs. Very exciting, very exciting. Just really quickly about our relationship with both of these organizations. So all of this is under the Idea Leap brand. It's not just a grant though. It's also a loan startup program for early stage and startup companies. And so the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga and Urban League are both collaborators. And the way to actually access capital through Idea Leap is to actually come through one of these organizations along with Launch, Score, Collab, and a lot of our other collaborators that will help entrepreneurs build their business plans and get access to capital. And so we are fortunate to have this partnership with both these organizations. Thank you so much.
Okay, we do have, I'm going to jump in here real quick and then let you give the great prizes. Or you can recall these.
No, you want to do the door prizes?
No, these are actually from Chambliss. They had drawn already for these 5, I think, gift baskets. So Colby Mann, Landis Richards, DeAndre Johnson, DeClaine O'Connell, and Jennifer Swinford. If you're here, come up front and we have a gift for you. Where's the other 2? Where's the other 2?
Over here.
Oh, on that side.
Look what I got.
Thank you. Oh, Mike. I guess I got the mic. What about these? Hmm?
All right, Tammy told me there's a secret about these prizes. Under your seat, 2 of you have a sticker that says, I love TVFCU, that you have to put on your window when you leave here. But you get to come get a locals only gift box. So if you have a sticker, if we don't have 2 stickers, there's also one that says cash. So cash and I love TVFCU.
Look at the empty tumbler.
All the way under. Oh, we got a cash. We got cash here. We got.
We want to ask you to come up on stage so we can get your picture. So if you're one of those winners, come on up.
Cash. Somebody on this side of the room, I was told, did not check their seat. We may have to bring Jake in to tell you to look under your seat.
If it's not under your
It's under
seat, look
there.
under your neighbor's empty seat. You might just win.
We have a winner.
Yay!
She did look under her seat.
And also, I want to make sure and say that the cash, it's actually a gift card for $300, and that was given by Chambliss. So thank you very much. We'll get a quick picture of these winners, and then we'll be doing our big prizes of the night.
All right, Jimmy. Thank you, guys. All right, moment of truth. I got some checks in my hands.
All right, Marcus, where are you? Come on up. You're supposed to be up here too.
So just remember, this is a really unique year for us, right? So in the past, we've had kind of 5th place, 4th place, 3rd place. Well, this year we did it a little different. So there's going to be 3 winners tonight that are receiving $10,000. One that is receiving $20,000, and then a grand prize of $50,000. So we're going to do our $10,000 prize recipients first.
And before that, just make sure everybody remembers, we need pictures afterwards. So UTC, Urban League, we need y'all's pictures. The folks, the finalists, we're going to need y'all's pictures as well. And the business and commercial services team, who I didn't thank earlier, and I need to thank you guys very much. We want to get y'all's picture as well. So everybody hang around for pictures afterwards. And don't run out, because we have a really big announcement after we give the $50,000 away. So hang around for that. All right, Marcus.
Pictures with judges. Judges as well. Pictures with judges.
All right, Marcus, here you go. $10,000 winner.
All right, here we go. So our very first $10,000 winner, Mountain View Low Vision Services. All right.
Okay. Thanks, you. Congrats.
All right. All right. Our second $10,000 winner, NewTerra Compost. All right. Do I get a discount on my composting bucket?
Congratulations.
All right, our third $10,000 check. Neutral Ground, Chattanooga.
All right, our last two contestants who are remaining. Can you please make your way to the stage?
And I get to take over here. Sorry, Marcus. Obviously, we know it's the coffee shops. So Sleepyhead and Be Caffeinated. They both talked about community, right? They both talked about feeling happy in a place of comfort. And it's absolutely awesome to be able to help these folks into the next stage. So, without further ado, our first place winner, Sleepyhead Coffee. And of course, our grand prize winner, Be Caffeinated. Go, Jimmy. And you guys get some advertising, so that's $2,500. Happy for you. All right. Another round of applause. Yeah. What a great night. Can't tell you how awesome it is to be able to have a part of this and to be able to represent the credit union in this effort. So I'm so very, very grateful for that. The credit union has grown over the years. We've talked about how we've seen things happen in the community, and the credit union is a part of that. It's part of our fabric. We're a part of the fabric of the community. And recently, we expanded our field of membership. We added 4 additional counties in Georgia. And so we now have a 17-county field of membership. And as the credit union has grown, and you have seen Idea Leap grow, we're ready to take the next leap with regard to Idea Leap. And so the board of directors has already approved the 2023 Idea Leap program. We normally don't know that tonight. We don't normally know that till December when the budget is approved. But this year, by special request, they approved it ahead of time. And they did so because we're actually expanding Idea Leap as we expanded our field of membership. We're also going to change the time frame in which we do it. So this will happen the first week of May next year during National Small Business Week. And the expansion is that it will be total prize money next year of $175,000. And we're going to do 3 of these. That's right. We're going to do 3. We're going to do one for the Cleveland metro area. We're going to do one for the North Georgia area in Dalton. And the final will be here in Chattanooga. We're so excited about that. Can't tell you how grateful I am to our board of directors and their commitment to this program, to their investment in the entrepreneurial community. We will make a $50,000 investment in Cleveland. We will make a $50,000 investment in the Dalton area, and we will have $75,000 invested in the Chattanooga community next year. So can't tell you how excited we are about that. Be on the lookout. Time frame is changing. Applications will open in early November. So remember that, early November with first week of May for the events to happen. So we'll look forward to seeing you in May next year. All winners, judges, UTC, Urban League, please hang around for pictures. Thank you guys and have a great night.